I have always loved the idea of having all my hiking gear completely blacked out, but having everything completely dark sure does present its challenges, especially in terrible weather when I just need it all to work without any friction. So with this idea consuming me, I thought it would be a good idea to exhaust myself with a really long trail run, and then wait until it's completely dark and pouring with rain to set up my blackout gear to see if it's actually possible to do so. When you can't see a thing, you're really just testing yourself to see, is this going to work, or am I a complete fool? And doing this is just so obviously dumb, I can't even find my black tent in my black backpack while I'm getting soaked with rain in the middle of nowhere. So let's see if a super cool looking blackout gear list is genius and if I'm onto something, or if this is just so obviously mega dumb there is a reason why no one else has done it before.
It's dark and it's rainy, but staying calm. I'm warm. Just got to be patient. Enjoy the process, even if your guy lines are absolutely tangled for some reason. Just know that you're going to be cozy, even if the guy lines don't want you to.
So at this stage I'm really just trying to set up my tarp so I can have a bit of space away from the rain, so that I can also hopefully set up my tent with a little bit more space. But this was proving to be a lot more difficult than what I initially had hoped for, so I quickly gave up on that idea and I decided to set up my tent elsewhere and I would figure it all out in the morning.
This is the wettest I've ever been hiking. This is nuts. It took me so long to get everything done. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that I'm finally like warm and cozy. I have not been that wet in such a long time. But I'm gonna watch Surf's Up. I got the phone just there, and then I got some vegetable luxa here, finally warming up and drying off. I am so happy that I seam sealed this tent properly, it seems, because last video I used this tent, I didn't seam seal it properly, and the rain tonight is even worse. But I'm so relieved I did a good job. Oh my gosh. I'll check in with you tomorrow. These Australian birds, you won't hear them anywhere else. How lucky. If you had to have a backpacking setup according to a specific theme, what would your theme be? Would it be based on color? Would it be based on aesthetic? What kind of theme would you have? For me, it would be all black or a monochrome black and white setup. As you can see here, I'm dressed all in black. I got a black tent, and even my backpack is black. My sleeping pad is black. Everything is black, just because I think it looks so stealthy. Now, some people may think that, oh my god, that is so dumb. If you drop anything in the night, you're never going to find it. But, you know, I haven't had that problem. You have a flashlight after all, so you know, you drop something, you use a flashlight, and it's literally no problem. So let's actually go through. I'll pack up my bag, and I'm going to show you exactly what I have in my blackout gear list as we pack it up and get ready to head out. So first of all, this is the Liteway Gramless pack. It is an Ultra 200 ultralight pack. There is no structure to it, you use everything inside to give it rigidity. So the first thing that's going to go in here is my pack liner. Obviously you want everything to stay nice and dry. And then I got my sleeping bag and pillow in here. This is the Liteway Sonder. This will sit nice and flush. Next, I've got all my clothes. I'm wearing most of my clothes. I'm going to be hiking out in this just because all of my clothes from yesterday are absolutely drenched, but usually everything would just be in here, and that'll make the second kind of layer in this pack. Alright, next we got cooking. I've just got a little white bag with all my food and spoons and stuff like that, and then I've got the MSR WindBurner. This is red, I'm sorry, but maybe red's good for something that's going to be quite hot. So we'll just push that in. Nice. Okay, so next that's going in the pack, I've got my sleeping pad. This is a Therm-a-Rest UberLite, 250 grams in regular size. I am so sad that it's discontinued. I'm babying this thing so much just because I love it. It's so comfortable and it is so incredibly light. So this is going to go in the pack, and then I also have a black first aid kit with a bunch of stuff in it, and then my ditty bag is just in this grey bag here. Now, because it's a frameless pack, I'm putting the bulky things like the cooking stove over towards the front, and then the soft things like the UberLite is towards the back, just so that I have a nice comfy rest against my back. Okay, next we've just got some water bottles, just these two ones. One will just slip in the side here. Other one on the other side. Cool. So at this stage, everything that is dry is in the pack. So what I'm going to do is tie a little loop in here, push it down, and then everything else in my pack is going to be soggy and wet. So that's going to be all my clothes, my rain stuff, and the tent. So let's get that set up, and then we can talk about everything else. In the front of my pack, I've just got some toiletries stuff here, and this is new actually. I've switched over to the Platypus QuickDraw and a C-Knock bag, and I am finding this to be just so much better than the Katadyn BeFree. So this tent behind me is the Liteway Illusion 1-person trekking pole tent, sill poly. I really do like this tent. It's really aesthetic. It looks really cool. It is a little bit fiddly in that the pole has to go into the mesh to get set up. I did it in the rain yesterday and nothing really got wet. So honestly, I really like this tent. The only gripe I have with this tent and Liteway in general is that they don't seam seal their tents or their packs, and they don't offer a service for it. So I have to do this myself. I've done it twice now, and maybe it's just my fault, but it's leaked a couple times. And even with this pack, this is Ultra 200, it's a waterproof material, but they don't seal the seams. Why won't they seal the seams on a pack where the material is waterproof? I just don't quite understand that logic. Other than that, I really do like Liteway. They make really cool stuff. They offer everything in a bunch of colors, not just black. But yeah, just seam seal the stuff, or at least offer a service for it. Every other company does. Alright, last couple items now. Just a steak bag, nothing special. That'll just stick in the front. This is like a fanny pack bum bag. This just has camera gear and car keys and stuff. I'll wear it, obviously. This is all of my wet clothes just wrapped in my rain jacket. This is all of my stuff from like trail running yesterday, and just it's absolutely piss wet through. So this is just gonna go in the top of my pack, and I'll dry it out when I get home. Then I'm going to This pack has loops on the bottom, so I'm going to put the tent there because that's the most wet thing here. There we go. Blackout bag. Good to go.
So other than faffing about with the tarp for way longer than I needed to, I feel this Blackout gear list has been an overall success, and I'm now going to take the setup on longer and more demanding trips. Let me know in the comments, do you have an ideal theme or aesthetic for your hiking gear? I'll see you in the next one.